Today I'm making creamy southern shrimp and crawfish, served over another favorite of the South, stone ground grits. This recipe is full of great flavors and products right here from the Lone Star State. We're going to begin this recipe with sauteed, locally grown fresh vegetables. We're going to add Texas crawfish, Texas shrimp, and finish our sauce with dairy products from right here in Texas. We're using heavy whipping cream today. I'm going to add in some fresh parsley, and this is going to be served over another Texas favorite, stone ground grits. Of course, this meal is going to be made perfect with the addition of a glass of Texas white wine. Now, let's make our creamy southern shrimp and crawfish. You ready? Come on, let's get started. All right, to get started on our creamy southern shrimp and crawfish, the first thing we want to do is melt about 4 tablespoons of butter in a large skillet. We'll let that unsalted butter get nice and melted while I stir together some Texas crawfish in with raw, peeled, deveined Texas shrimp. Yummy. I'm going to stir this together with my favorite Cajun seasoning. We'll just stir to get these combined. We'll set them aside. Once our butter's hot in our pan, we're going to stir together some great aromatic vegetables. And these are locally grown Texas vegetables. We've got onion, bell pepper, Texas grown celery, some canned diced pimento, and I'm going to cook these until that celery and that onion gets nice and tender. My vegetables look nice and tender, and now I'm going to stir in my shrimp and crawfish. Now I'm going to sprinkle with a little bit of flour, about 4 tablespoons. And I'm going to add in tomato paste and a little bit of Worcestershire and a dash of hot sauce. A little extra kick. Now I'm going to stir in 2½ cups of heavy whipping cream. I know this sounds rich, but this is what gives it that southern creamy goodness that you're going to love. I'm going to let the mixture simmer a bit. That flour is going to help thicken our sauce into a nice creamy consistency. And while that's simmering, I'm going to start our grits. Now the key to great stone ground grits first is of course starting with a stone ground corn product. This is wonderful. Several people produce stone ground grits here in Texas and they are incredible in flavor. I'm going to whisk them into boiling chicken broth. This is going to give them a nice taste, and what you want to do is be sure that you whisk constantly to avoid lumps. We're going to let this simmer, and I'm going to stir occasionally with a rubber spatula. I love to use the silicone spatulas because you can really get around to the bottom edges of the pan, you prevent scorching, and you can really keep it moving. The idea is we want to cook them low and slow so the grits really get nice, creamy, and tender. This may take about 10 minutes. To finish my sauce, I'm going to stir in a couple of tablespoons of brandy or sherry. And then I'm going to add a little bit of freshly minced parsley, flat leaf Italian. And it looks like our grits are perfect. Nice and creamy. So to serve this, I'll take some grits, spoon them into the bottom of a little soup plate, and then I'm going to spoon our creamy southern shrimp and crawfish over the top. One more sprinkle of parsley. And this southern dish, made perfect with those Texas crawfish and shrimp, is ready to serve. I hope you'll make this creamy southern shrimp and crawfish dish for your family and friends, and always remember to serve this with a nice glass of Texas white wine. For these recipes and more, go to gotexan.org.